Hey, friends! Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. Come join me, your host, Nicole, for some hope filled conversations about heartfelt entertainment that makes your heart swing.
Hi, Chris. How
Hey,
are you?
Roxanne. I'm good. How are you?
I see the t-shirt made its way to
Yes, it
you.
did. I thought you
I
might
love
like
it. I love it. Aw, that's wonderful. How are you? Good?
Yeah. I'm doing well.
All
I'm
right. Okay, so episode two, I dubbed it the Lucas Bouchard episode because you had so many different scenes in it. And there was like this range of emotions. And we had serious Lucas and we had, I need to save the town Lucas and silly and sweet. And I
yeah.
was curious, what was your favorite part?
I like all the parts. I had a really good time shooting that first block. Season 13 was great. It was really enjoyable. And I enjoyed that we that it starts off with such a bang, with the fire. Because we shoot two episodes at once. So episode one and two we shot simultaneously. And so for me the fire kind of felt like it was in episode one, even though technically it was separated. Um, but yeah, in terms of a favorite part, I don't know, it was great to be, I love horses, so working on the horses was a lot of fun. Um, Working with the nuances with Edie and the fact that they've been apart and things were fine when they left, but now maybe he doesn't know where they stand, and that was fun to play with. Um, I did a lot of hard work that didn't make it into the
Oh,
cut, I noticed. But I'll tell you, and well, Lucas is a very um you don't get to see Lucas doing much with his hands, you know? But way back in the day when he was trying to hammer something in the library and he
yes.
couldn't figure it out. And like, oh, Lucas. So in this one, it was scripted that he's got this big, they're digging this ditch, and I just gave 110% on it. I was out there sweating just over and over and over again, and not one full swing made that cut. I was like,
Oh,
but that's okay. The blisters were, it was for a good cause. I just kind of joking around about that, but it was funny because I thought, oh, this would be a good opportunity to show that, Lucas does know how to swing a tool. Oh well,
yeah,
you just have
that's
to
all right.
believe me. You just have to trust me.
We
What
believe
else was
you.
fun though? The magic was great, and working with the kids. And I learned some of those magic tricks for real, so I got to practice on my daughter, and that was enjoyable for sure. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot packed into those two episodes for everybody.
Yes, it was. It was amazing because everyone was there. And then again, we were
Yeah.
just so excited. Those who love Lucas were like, wow, he's doing this, he's doing this. It was nice. It was good. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, you're welcome.
Hi, Chris. This is Nicole. So, my first question for you is, as a whole, if season 13 were told as a chapter title in Lucas Bouchard's life, what would you name it?
Oh boy. I would make it chapter 13, although technically for Lucas, I guess it's chapter 7, 7 seasons. Um, the dawn of a new day. How's that?
Hmm.
Good. Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Hey, Chris, it's Sarah
Hi.
from Centers and Button. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you again.
You too.
Um, okay, so we are loving the dynamic between Lucas and Edie, especially
Yeah.
this season so far. What qualities in Edie do you think that Lucas admires the most, and how do you think that they challenge or change him throughout this season? Um, we're so used to seeing this confident and romantic side of Lucas. So how do you think those challenge what we're used to seeing as the viewer?
I think that Lucas I think for Lucas that Edie's knowledge, education, and intelligence is very attractive for him. And not to say that, with Elizabeth and everything they went through, that doesn't exist there, but in terms of playing a political or navigating a political minefield, the expertise that Edie has in that particular arena, I think I think it has a big effect on him. He's very impressed with her and her mind and what she's able to achieve. And so I think he views her as a powerful, intelligent figure. Um, and that also, I think she uses those same qualities to challenge him in very particular ways. And he has a lot of respect for her and what she's able to do. Um, and now I'm forgetting the rest of the question. I was just thinking about Edie and then forgot what you asked me. So what's the second part of your question that
Yeah,
I
so the
haven't
second part is basically how do you think that kind of challenges him or changes the way that we're
changed?
used to seeing him? Yeah.
Great, great. Okay, yes. Um, I think I think Edie can be quite blunt, and really committed and steadfast in her decisions, and that can challenge Lucas because things can be abrupt, and he can meet. She's a strong character, and when she presents something to him that perhaps he doesn't like, uh, she has a lot of willpower and is very headstrong, and then that can be tough to navigate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. She kind of throws him a bit, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. But that's also, I mean, I think a very big part of what attracts him to her.
Right. Love it. Thanks.
Hi, Chris. This is Stephanie from the Heart and Motion podcast. How are you doing?
Hi, Stephanie. I'm great. How are you?
Great. So, Lucas plays a key role in helping Hope Valley become a tier 1 insulin clinic. We see
Hmm.
that in episode 1. Will we see more moments where he uses his position to directly advocate for the people of the territory this season? And do you think that Lucas ever worries that serving in that capacity could cost him something personally?
Yes. I think that's a very accurate question, and I think it speaks to the themes of this season. He is trying to navigate uh, the costs versus the benefits. There's so much that he wants to do, and he keeps finding himself in positions where do I choose to do what I think is right, or do I choose to do what I think can prolong my tenure as governor and continue to do more things down the road? So it's kind of a constant battle, but definitely, yeah, your question is very specific to his trajectory and what he's dealing with.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm Rachel with Hallmark's podcast,
Hi, Rachel.
and I am curious that do you think that we will ever see your mother again on the show, Lucas's mother? And also, if they proposed a musical episode of the show, how would you feel about that?
Okay, part one, I would love to see Lucas's mother again. Terrell is such a lovely woman, and I'm 100% in for anything that would involve the two of them getting back together and exploring in some scenes. I would love for it to happen. I don't know if it will happen, but I'm in for sure. And I
Okay.
also think while we're at it, why don't we bring in Lucas's dad
Oh
and have
yeah,
his dad come to town?
that'd be good.
I've been secretly pitching somebody that I would love to work with, who I think would be great as Lucas's dad. And it hasn't happened yet, but I have my fingers crossed for the future. We'll see. And wait, what was part two?
How would you feel if there was would you support a musical episode?
Oh, would I support it? Okay, yes, I would support it. And then I also would tell them that I'm very busy that week and not be there
Yeah, I was
because
thinking they could have Drew guest star. You're,
well,
you're-
you
yeah.
see, the problem is for me that he just absorbed all of the family's any sort of musical talent. He just got all of it. So I don't have any. I'm really great at listening to music, and I love doing that. But there's a number of people who are really strong and gifted in that way on this show. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. But I mean, I could be the narrator, or I've
Yeah,
said
there you
I'll
go.
be the conductor. If anything's happening, if there can be just one person who's maybe I can learn how to, well,
Yeah,
fake
very
conducting.
good.
I know learning to really conduct takes a long time, but
Very good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Chris. I'm Catherine with Romcom Love Podcast. Nice to see you again. Saw you in
Hello,
Kansas
Catherine.
City.
Yes,
Hey.
good to see you too.
So obviously, as we talked about, Lucas came in with the bang for the first with there's comedy. There was, I'm gonna call it Hallmark After Dark with Kicking the Gate with the horses, looking great there. Uh, um, I'm curious what you would say is a scene that you would like to tease that you're excited for fans to see, or you can't wait until fans can see of Lucas coming up at the rest of the season.
Hmm. I do have a favorite scene that I think it's quite I think it's special for Lucas, and I think the fans will really enjoy uh, hopefully what they see there. I'm just trying to think of how to frame it so as to tease it but not get in trouble, you know,
Mm-hmm.
from my bosses. Um, but I'll say there's a journey. One of Lucas's storylines this season um, has some it has some bumps in the road. Um, God, I can't. It's so hard. It's so hard to talk about it without talking about it. Um, I think
Wink
that
one. No,
what's that?
I said wink once, wink twice.
Yeah. I think for people who've been wanting Lucas to find some happiness in his life and kind of yeah hold that dear. I hope they're thrilled as much as Lucas is for a scene that will be. I mean, hopefully, I haven't seen the episode, so hopefully it's not cut. I'm just kidding. I'm sure it'll be in there. Yeah, no, there is an exciting one coming up, but you have to wait a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Chris. I'm from
Hi.
down at Faith, Love, and Friendship podcast. Kind
Hi,
of,
Donna.
hi, kind of piggybacking on what you just said, which you kind of gave maybe a little bit of segue to my question.
Sure.
We've seen Lucas evolve with trying to find that better half. Why
Yeah.
now during obviously season 13 and this part of the journey? Why do you think, speaking on his standpoint, why do you think Edie could be the one?
Well, Rosemary's married, and no, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Um, because I think Edie sparked something in him that he hasn't felt in a long time. When he first met Elizabeth, there was something about her that resonated for him and that reminded him
Mhm,
of what his dad, told him and that he
mhm,
would know. And and I think that was the first time that had happened in Lucas's life, like to the depth and level that it did at that point.
mhm,
And now Edie is also triggering these feelings in him. And so I think it's just a matter that he's taking, he's moving through his life as we all do one day at a time. And up until this point, there hasn't been somebody that has ignited him in that way.
mhm.
And I think he's following his heart in that direction as much as he clumsily knows how.
Thanks. It makes sense.
Good.
Okay, back to me.
Yep, back to you.
Hello.
Okay. So, Chris, I'm going to ask something that's more like on a personal level, but not too personal. I'm
Okay.
just curious, or we're curious, what's keeping you busy between filming of When Calls the Heart, besides the obvious and expanding family?
Um, yeah, well, just that really. I think getting ready to welcome, a new person to the home. Um, mentally getting ready for that, and then also physically with the house, getting things set up. But I think right now, one daughter takes up a lot of my time, like a lot of time. So I don't know how. Well, I guess you just figure it out, right? The more you add, the more you have to figure it out. But I'm quite busy with just the one, so we'll see what happens with two. But more just enjoying my time I like being a dad, and I'm fortunate that in this line of work, normally when you do work, you're kind of gone for a decent amount of time. One Calls the Heart is really lovely, and that because it's such an ensemble piece, the workload in the scheme of this business is on the lighter side. So I don't disappear for 4.5 months. There are some weeks that are heavier than other weeks, but for the most part, I'm here. I come home every night, um, and I still get to be present in her life. But now that that's shelved for the time being and we're on hiatus, it's just all about playing, and being as present and engaged a dad as I can, and also a professional taxi service for everywhere she needs to be.
That's a good answer. That's a nice answer.
My next question for you, Chris, is Lucas has made some profound connections in Hope Valley. Which relationship do you think challenges him the most and why?
Which connection challenges him the most?
Which relationship do you
Which
think?
relationship challenges him the most? Well, I could go a number of different ways with this question. Well, let's see. I think that in terms of the other men in Hope Valley, Lucas and Lee have had some great challenges together. Now, I think that they're best friends, but I think as we've all witnessed through the Goldie National Park and recent storylines, they can go head to head and just different opinions, but when things are so personal and conflict is involved and promises are made that can't be fulfilled with friends, and there are high stakes attached and emotions attached. So there's been some great challenges there between the two of them, and I think that Edie presents currently, anyways, a wonderful and challenging journey for Lucas as we get to experience in season 13 the ebbs and flows of that. And yeah, when you just want to like shake the TV and say, just communicate.
Yes,
I
very
guess
true.
you might, yeah, that's the sense that I got sometimes. It just comes back to a lack of community. You got to communicate clear. Um, so those are the two current, yeah, I'd say at the moment, those two.
That's a great answer. And I
Yeah.
love the dynamic between Lucas and Lee, and of
Yeah.
course, Lucas and Edie too. And I can't wait to see more.
Edwin's always a thorn in his side. I will say.
Yes.
Can't forget
Thank
Edwin.
you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Chris. I'm Julie from Suspenders and Button.
Hello, Julie. Nice to see you.
Good to see you again, too. So Lucas came in season 6 under some mysterious circumstances, and then now he's the governor. What about Lucas's journey to governor has been the most rewarding? And do you see Lucas seeking re-election or choosing something different when that cycle finishes?
Well, likely right off the bat, the most rewarding thing I would think would be stopping Hope Valley from becoming a waterless desert and having their water rerouted. That was the primary goal, and it was achieved, which is lovely. And then since then, there are things that are sort of mentioned offhand, like this project and that project and doing that, which I suppose he's done. But in terms of really focusing, the projects that we've focused on are the ones that he is struggling with. So, and that's kind of the source of his political conflict. Um, so I wish I could say that he's, achieved a great number of things, but it seems like he keeps hitting his head against the wall every time he tries to do something. And that is what will lead him to that same decision, right? Is this something that I want to continue doing, or is it getting the best of me? And I'm so frustrated with the system and how it works that I think I'm going to step down and try something else. And yeah, we get to see him, and at times I think we see him experience both of those concepts, both of those perspectives. It just depends where he's. Can you hear that? That's my alarm system. Someone's at the door. Anyways, yeah, that's where he's at this season.
So we'll see where Lucas
We'll
goes.
see. Yeah.
Fans are really curious about Lucas's future as a farmer. I'm just kidding.
Well, I was going to say Lucas and Henry. Why not? Henry's out there farming hazelnuts, growing hazelnuts. Maybe Lucas gets into apples.
Seriously, though, you've played Lucas for 8 seasons now, which is just amazing to me. I'm curious, what scenes challenge you the most? Is it more of the softer scenes? Is it more of the more emotional scenes where Lucas gets a little bit more bold? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, any scene where I'm in front of a crowd, I just fall apart. I guess you guys don't get to see that because they only use the good bits and cut it together. But yeah, just ask Kevin next time you talk to him. He likes to poke fun of me for that. I get nervous with eyes on me, and then I start to get hot, and then I start to sweat, and then I start to forget what I'm doing, and then I get frustrated, and it's a downwards spiral.
Oh, we heard a little bit about that at the Hallmark Christmas experience.
Did I talk about that? Okay,
Yeah.
blanked it out. Um, but I mean that's sort of a joking answer in that I do find those scenes challenging just because me, Chris, I get nervous and shy, but I got to get through that for work. Um, in a, I guess a more serious answer or legitimate answer, hmm, I don't know. The scenes that are emotional and require more work that way, I don't necessarily feel like they're harder because those moments are usually and hopefully earned from those characters, and so it's not it's not a challenge, but it's to step into them because they're you can empathize with them and understand and meet those characters in those places, and so it should be actually flow kind of freely. Um, Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm giving you a proper answer on this because, but that's where I stand on those. And then sometimes, to be honest, I guess when you have a light load in a scene, that can be hard because you might look at it and go, "Oh, I got that. That's no problem. I just pop in here." And then it gets to the day and you can't remember your one line, or you forget the timing, or you and then you're hindering other people who did do a whole bunch of work because they have to lift heavily in those scenes. So those ones can sneak up on you when you just have the one thing to say.
Well, we like what you bring us anyway, so
Oh, well, thank you.
great.
Okay, were you surprised when you first read the script of Elizabeth and Lucas breaking up? Did that surprise you? And secondly, do you think it's realistic the way they've been able to sort of maintain their friendship going forward?
I was not surprised when I read it. Um, I was surprised when I found out prior to reading it. That
Okay. Oh, so you knew.
by the time that I read that, yes, I'd been made aware. And yeah, no, I mean, for sure, I found it surprising. I felt like we'd spent several years moving in one direction, and then there was an idea to switch things around that I wasn't expecting. So there was that. But then the idea of, well, yeah, them being maintaining a friendship. I think again going back to, well, I say going back. I don't remember if I mentioned this in this junket or if it was earlier today, but that Lucas always wanted Elizabeth to be happy, and so if and that was his main priority, uh, aside from his own wants and desires to start a family and to be with her, but he he just really loved her and cherished her and wanted to see her fulfilled and in love and happy. And if it happens to be with somebody else, then that's a price for him. But at the end of the day, that's what he wants for her. So in that capacity, I think it does make sense that they're able to maintain a friendship because he sees that Nathan fulfills her and makes her happy. Um, I think that there has been a lot sort of left unsaid between the two of them, and we'll see if in time um, conversations that might address that, they might transpire, they might not. I'm not sure, but it doesn't surprise me that they're able to maintain friends. I think they have a lot of respect for one another.
Well, we know Lucas obviously has the weight of quite a few territories on his shoulders being governor. How do you feel, or what do you imagine he's doing? I know he plays cards with Edie occasionally, but what else do you imagine he is doing in order to be able to have some downtime and relaxation? Because the man is busy.
Darts, a whole lot of darts.
Darts, okay.
Yeah. Lucas just is busy playing darts anytime you don't see him.
Sounds good.
No, that's a good question. I mean, I think that Lucas enjoys things like technology, like the radio and music and things like that. So I would imagine that wherever he lives, he's got access to a radio and can unwind and listen to things being played in the city or whatever. Yeah, and he's also quite a reader, so I imagine he's got a good library going on, and can bury himself in a book. But it's tough. I don't think he has a lot of free time these days. I think it's a lot. It's work, 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 and that ends up being an obstacle for him to overcome.
On a side note, we're as excited to find out where he lives as you are.
Hey, we'll all find out together, I guess. I don't know.
All right. My next question would be, if you could choose one character trait of Lucas that you wish you had, what would it be and why?
I've been looking for confidence for a long time. I still haven't found it. So maybe if Lucas could give me some of that would be great. Lucas is quite confident. I think he doesn't. There are times where he seeks advice and he has doubts, but for the most part, he's a very charismatic, confident man, and I admire that in him. I don't think he's troubled with anxiety much. So that would be nice to, kind of mine some of that from Lucas.
You're all good. Side note, I think you're good on that part.
I'm a good actor. No, I'm just kidding. Am I actor? Appreciate it. Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome.
All right, Hearties, I think that concludes the interview with Chris McNally. If you enjoyed this episode and are watching on YouTube, you can like this video and share what you are looking forward to most about Lucas's storyline in season 13. If you are listening on Spotify, make sure to rate and review, as your feedback is always greatly appreciated. If you want to stay up to date on all of my episodes, you can subscribe to this channel on YouTube and follow along on Spotify, and make sure to hit the bell so you are alerted when those new episodes come. You can also find the podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Swing My Heart Podcast, and Twitter at Swing My Heart Pod. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Love y'all. Bye.